Hey guys, welcome to the Brown Sock Tuesday
Brown Sock Tuesday
podcast. How's it going?
Good. Thanks for asking.
Around the table today, we got myself, Jacob,
Pelican.
Lauren,
and the lead role of ghouls
And
in every
Daniel.
Fallout game.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Daniel sounds ridiculous today.
He's sick. None of
Yeah.
us are sick.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid man.
Yep.
So-
Let's not talk about the Illuminati.
No. Me and Pelican wanted to talk about dreams. I feel like Pelican should start this off.
Okay, so I had a weird dream last night. I'm not sure what was going on with it. I'm not sure because most of my dreams I can think about and I can relate them to things I saw throughout the previous day. I'm like, oh, that's why I dreamt of that. I have no clue on this one. On this one, I dreamt that me and a gang of people I didn't know were trying to create a dimension to a different reality, but instead a demon came out and warped me to a different reality in which the world was run by cannibals, and it was like a complete wasteland. And I had to run through all this debris and like broken stuff. I was being chased by cannibals, and I had to save some people. And then
I think you've been playing way too much Deadlight.
No,
That's what it sounds like.
it wasn't like that at all. It was like
Dream I've ever
it's like they were cannibals, but they looked like super mutants from Fallout. But I haven't played Fallout in like 3 weeks.
Like,
But anyways, eventually I found like this little orb thing that was brown, and when I ate it, it warped me to a different reality. And I remember I went through like
was the brown
five.
sock.
I went through like three.
The brown
I went,
sock. You ate the brown sock.
Yeah, I went through like 5 or 6
ate the
different
worm.
realities, like trying to solve my problem, but I don't really remember what it was. So that was a weird dream I had last night.
Did you eat the bones?
Yeah, I ate the bones.
Last night, I was staying at Lauren's house, and I had a dream that I was drowning, and then I woke up. I don't care. I woke up and I was like, and like Lauren's just sleeping. I'm like, I hope I didn't wake him up. I hope I didn't wake him up with my heavy.
He's
breathing.
used to that stuff.
Like, no.
Used to heavy breathing next to me?
Yeah.
Sure.
I
He
hope
has
I didn't
ghosts.
like wake him up. I was like, oh, I hope I didn't wake him up because that'd be really weird to explain. Like, I was drowning in my dreams, so
It's
when
like,
I
what? No, I wasn't jacking off over here.
Yeah, that's what I would think too. I'd wake up and he'd be like, I swear I wasn't jacking off.
Why are you all sweaty? You're breathing heavy.
Where'd your clothes go?
No, that's not what happened.
Anything else on your dream?
No, that's about all I can remember.
Okay.
If there was more, I'd say it.
I have this weird sort of condition. I don't know what it is, but like I don't generally get dreams. I'll get like 2 dreams a month, maybe max. And when I do have dreams, they usually mean something. You know, like I'll be able to understand what they meant, like in the following weeks, or why that dream was important. But a couple months ago, I had a dream. Not sure how it thing I've ever experienced, because what happened was we went, our whole school went on a field trip to Japan because at the time coffee was 15% off in Japan.
So you went to Japan.
So we went to
For
Japan.
coffee.
We sat through this lecture. It wasn't really important. We were all just drinking coffee. After the lecture was over, we got a bunch more coffee, got back on a plane, came back.
Well, maybe that means you should invest in coffee stocks
Invest
in
in
Japan.
Japanese coffee. Yeah. But there was these 2 dreams I had that were back to back, and it's really rare for me to have dreams so close to each other. But the first night, I was riding in a car, got in a car crash, and you know how you can't really feel earthly emotions in your dreams? They get replaced with like weird feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like blood, like if blood was a feeling. that's what it was.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
In the dream, in the crash, and I felt my neck like snap, and I tried to yell. No one could hear me, and I was just like, well, I guess I'm gonna die. Then I woke up, and then the next day, the following dream, I was out working, doing landscaping with Daniel, and his dog came over and accidentally like kicked over the shovel I was leaning on. I fell over and my neck landed on the shovel, and then
Same situation.
the dog was like licking my mouth, so I couldn't scream for help. I couldn't scream for help because the dog was licking my mouth.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, really? You don't remember that, Daniel?
You don't remember Lauren's dream.
You don't remember when that happened?
No.
It was only a couple of weeks ago.
You said going to work with Daniel, so it was like,
It was a dream, dude. We're talking about dreams. Daniel, have you not noticed
You don't
this?
remember that time that I died at work?
And that I drowned last night?
Well, guess what? We got some stories to tell you, Daniel. So I'd like to address the following before we continue. Daniel is rubbing his face on toilet paper tonight.
yeah, he is.
I don't have Kleenex, excuse me.
But he does have butt tissues.
Yeah, so he's gonna use butt tissues
Aye.
on his face.
Well, excuse me, I don't want to have like a drippy face.
A drippy face.
Your voice,
Yes, a drippy
your
face.
voice is on the brim of gone. I
It's-
can tell.
It's
It's
actually
right
getting
there.
better. This
It's-
morning I sounded exactly like a ghoul from Fallout.
I think ghouls sound better than you.
Yeah.
Hey, shut up. I actually have no idea what I sound like.
So,
Sound like.
Congratulations.
Okay, do you guys ever get this thing like right before I fall asleep when I'm really tired, for some reason I start to think like really demonic shit. I don't know why.
I never
But
have that happen.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of it, I'm like,
Totally.
oh, I know I'm about to fall asleep. Like it's weird. Like I'll think like blood, death, guts, like, and then I'll hear like whispers in my head like you're gonna die. It's weird though because I'm about to fall asleep. It doesn't scare me at all, and I just pass out, and then I wake up. I'm like,
Problems.
oh.
You have serious
I
problems.
can never talk to someone about that. No, it's not like that. It only happens when I'm about to fall asleep.
I have
and
no
it's
idea.
weird.
I have no idea.
But
what-
I have to be incredibly tired for it to happen. Otherwise, I just
glad
never
we're
matters.
sleeping in
Talking about that.
different rooms tonight.
It
feel
might
like
be. It might be because one of the things that happens is your brain. The reason you have weird dreams is because your reasoning cortex goes completely out the window. You have no
reason cortex.
I don't know what it's called. You
The
don't. You don't
frontal
have
lobe?
the frontal lobe. Just it shuts off, so you don't have any reasoning skills. So you don't have any reasoning. So it might be that you're tired. So that part of your brain's already shut off. So that could explain those parts.
Yeah, that does make sense. In my psychology class, we were talking about this one guy who grew
Was
a
it
tumor.
demon?
No, he grew a tumor on his frontal lobe, and that affected his I don't know. It affected his personality.
Did he start
And, like-
getting demonic dreams?
No, he started making sexual advances on his stepdaughter and like people in the building he lived with, and people knew something was wrong with him, so they took him to the hospital, and they found out he had that tumor, and they removed it, and it went away.
I was about to say, are you sure that he had like some tumor issues? Because he could have just been like, oh, a tumor! I'm touching my stepdaughter! Oh no!
No.
It's my brain!
No, because
Something's
the tumor
wrong."
grew back, and it happened again.
Did they remove it the second
Yes.
time? Okay.
No, we're gonna leave it in there this time.
He could have made it up the second time, because the first time he's like, well, hey, I got away with this.
Did he like start like demons speaking to him right before he fell asleep? Like, you need to touch your stepsister or stepdaughter.
Stepsister.
Shut up.
It can be a stepsister.
I'm a little bit out of it. The one thing that I want to talk about for dreams is precognition, which
Pre-thinking.
I think that's what it was. What was it again?
Well,
Precognitive, which is where like
Pre-thinking.
yeah, basically that's what it's called anyway. Where you like have a dream about the future, and like you don't know it until like you go through that thing. Like I had that when I was a child. Like you go through the exact same
I have that
process.
Yeah, that
it's
happens-
like deja
Yeah, that
vu.
happens to me all the time. I just ignore it.
It happened to me the other day. I had a dream like 6 years ago when I was like living in my grandparents' house, and it happened the other day. I don't remember what I was doing, but I remember thinking about it because it brought it up and I felt really weird.
And Lauren's over here
I'm the weirdest person about deja vu, because I can't stand...
That's the thing.
Like-
It wasn't deja vu though.
No,
It was-
I'm just
like
talking
it.
about deja vu.
Yeah.
I can't
You
stand
fucking
like
flip around and stuff.
feeling like I'm part of like
something that's happened
something
before.
that's has to happen. I'm like, no, I'm gonna make it my own
You don't
thing.
like
That's what
fate.
I do.
You
I
don't,
have
So
you don't agree with fate, basically.
I
Like that concept of fate.
but so whenever I start getting deja vu and I'm like,
You're like, I gotta do something to change it.
Exactly. I'm like, in my deja vu, I put this pencil down, I look up at the teacher, I look back to the clock, I look back to the teacher, I pick the pencil up. That's my deja vu, for example.
Yeah.
When I feel it happening, I will have put the pencil down, look up at the teacher, I will stand up, do some jumping jacks, flip my desk, pull it back over, and sit in it.
And Richard even look at you like, what?
And I'm like, deja vu.
And
No
he
one
just
knows
like,
why I
okay.
say that, and
Yeah.
no one knows.
For me, that's not possible. My deja vu happens so fast that I cannot change it.
I hate that because sometimes when I'm changing it, I'm like, shit, wait, this is what I was actually doing in
Yeah.
the deja vu.
Yeah.
What actually, sometimes, like, it'll be really, really, really similar, but I'd already changed something about what I was doing in that day that made it not possible to be exactly the same. So it's just really, really simpler.
That's how
similar.
you know you're really boring. You have deja vu a lot, where you have to go through the exact same motions every time, and you get it multiple times about the same thing.
No,
You know you
but-
have a really, really boring life.
No, not that. Like, I did something in that day to change what I had done.
It's pretty close.
No, it's not like I have the same thing happen over and over again. It's like I was doing something, but I changed it just this much, like something prior to the sequence of events, so that it changed the event so that it's slightly different, but it's still really similar to the event that I had the dream about.
Okay, that was a long
Lauren.
sentence.
I was listening
But-
to the last
The backpack.
podcast. I was listening to the last
He was listening to the last podcast.
Yeah, and
When?
when you burp like 4 or 5 times, like per podcast, and it's really weird. I don't know.
Well,
Let it be.
let it be.
Okay, well, Dan was talking about how he thinks it's because people live normal lives and they experience the same things over and over again.
That could be.
I know that is not true for me because
Yeah.
I had deja vu at an instance where it could not have been physically possible at any time in my life. So, in the instance, I was at a concert.
Were you on a boat?
No, I was at a concert in a different town with a group of people I had just met that day, and I got deja vu.
Maybe you heard it last night.
That happens
when
a lot,
a
too.
demon spoke to you.
That happens a lot when you're. Oh, what? When you're introduced to new situations, it's a common thing. I've noticed. For me, anyway.
Yeah, me too.
But anyway, deja vu. I can't. I won't allow it. It's just not something that happens for me. I try and stray away.
It's
from
never
it.
really been a problem for me because it's like I've never had a negative deja vu experience except for one time.
I've had them a lot.
I've never had
Oh,
one,
yeah.
except for the one.
One
What's
time
the-
it was
what's
negative.
The one time.
So it was
Um,
almost never. Almost never.
This is one instance out of my entire life. It's like somebody told me they had cancer in my dream, and then like a couple weeks later they told me.
Oh shit.
I'm not kidding either.
It's pretty weird, right?
That's the
pretty
only
heavy.
time it's ever been negative.
That's pretty heavy.
Unicorns and lollipops.
So, hey, I love Linkin Park. I love Linkin Park.
So yeah, dreams are weird.
Yeah, that's some heavy shit.
So what else happened to you guys this week?
I skipped school Friday because I didn't want to go.
I should have. Like, I was sick off my rocker. Last
I was just really
Glad I
tired.
didn't.
Yeah, my life's pretty boring.
One thing I wanted to talk about is not really what I had to do this week, but I want to talk about like games that you guys think would be good, fun to record.
Like us.
Destiny,
Yeah, and put up on the channel.
GTA, Destiny.
I'd say any game we can play multiplayer in that's fun to play
Halo.
multiplayer in. Like
It's a broad
Category.
spectrum of games.
We could play a
Yeah.
matches Civilization Revolution.
I feel like that would be
Yeah.
really boring unless people
Yeah, that'd
really
be
like
very boring.
Civilization.
I feel like
Unless we were like attacking each other constantly,
I
because that'd
really-
be funny.
I've always wanted to, but I really want to do a Civ 5 Let's Play. And I know
We'd have to break it up into like 5 parts or something.
it'd be a lot more
Yeah.
than 5 parts. It'd be like 20 parts. But I feel like
And we'll do that once a year. And the champion.
If you guys haven't played Civ
You should.
and you're thinking, you probably shouldn't watch the videos
But it's
if we put them up.
definitely an acquired taste.
It's-
And you should do it yourself instead of watching us.
It's a
do
very
it.
long, drawn-out game, and it's probably only fun if you know how to or
Play it.
want to learn how to play it. Definitely don't watch Daniel. And
Yeah.
He takes like
But-
20 minutes for each turn.
every turn, he's always the last person. To
Especially
go.
when we're beginning and you
But-
only have like 2 things you can do.
I feel like for people who love Civ and stuff like that, that's our targeted like group for us to put out those Let's Plays, because I really
And
want
it's
to
a
do
very
those Let's
specific
Plays.
person, or it's a very specific group that you have to appeal to, and that's
Dude, we
what
could
is
just do
gonna
like
be hard.
We could do like a podcast / Civ play.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That'd be like the best idea.
That's probably a good way to set it up.
Yeah, because it
That's
won't
probably
really
the
get
only good way to
interesting
set it
until we
up.
get to the point where we have like enough
Wars and
money and gold to actually like start fighting each other.
yeah.
So, I wanted to talk about something. Me and Pelican were talking about it earlier.
Wait, did I say money and gold?
Yeah.
I'm going off on something completely different now.
Carry on.
Okay.
So, me and Pelican, me were talking when we were walking to his house earlier about fear. Like, he was like,
the only thing
yeah,
to do
phobias
is
and stuff.
Oh yeah, phobias.
So, I want to ask
Right.
you guys.
Wait, can I just say?
That's not really saying anything.
Go ahead.
So, I want to ask you guys what your guys' phobias are. I know Lauren's going to say, I ain't scared of nothing.
I ain't never scared.
Yeah. That's his
Lauren Hecker,
response.
2014.
That's his response.
Lauren Eckert 2011. I've probably been saying that forever.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ignore Lauren. Daniel.
I don't actually know if I have fears.
Have you ever been really
The fear
high
of
and
being
just wish
alone.
you weren't really high?
Yes.
I don't actually smoke drugs or do drugs.
I ain't never do drugs.
I just ingest them.
He
other
might
ways.
ingest them, and snort them.
Let
He
me-
doesn't smoke them.
Let me smoke these shrooms.
But
I'm gonna inject marijuanas. He injected
Really,
50
though?
marijuanas.
you don't think you're afraid of anything?
I know I'm afraid of like certain things, like ending up.
Alone?
Yeah, I guess kind of. No,
Commitment,
not relationship wise, but ending up to where nobody will talk to me.
Man.
And I feel like that's one of the things that could potentially happen.
I feel like that could be one of the best things for me. Some days, you just got that.
Yeah,
where
you
you're
don't want
like,
to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
If I could just be
And
away from
those
this.
are the days that everyone talks to you.
Oh yeah.
They're like,
totally.
oh, dude, I want to talk to Jacob today because, he just seems like he wants to talk to everyone. I'm like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I really hate you right now. For no reason.
Hate everyone.
I know it's
Freaking
irrational.
twat.
I had a dream about you, and in the dream you really pissed me off, and I don't want to talk to you. I don't remember what the dream was, but fuck you.
And for
Lauren,
Number
it's,
2.
It's like
I did not go number 2, but
I did go number 3.
We're gonna have to get like a burp countometer.
Oh, yeah.
you guys will have to be included though. I don't want to put that on myself.
but you're the only one who does it.
Oh yeah.
I haven't burped in this. Hey,
Yeah.
we were talking about it. He
Can't
tried.
even.
He tried. He tried. It doesn't.
I bet he can't force a person.
Okay, so apparently Lauren's
No, he
afraid
can't.
of not nothing, but
I'm not
whatever.
afraid of it.
If you were afraid of anything.
I ain't never scared.
Okay, Pelican.
I will consider it genuinely. I will legitimately think about it in my head if there's anything that I'm actually afraid of.
I have a fear of heights.
Phobophobia. That's what I have. It's phobophobia.
A fear of fears.
A fear of fear
Nothing
itself.
to fear but fear itself.
Okay, I have a fear of heights and pitch black darkness.
Which is weird because demons talk to you when you're tired.
Okay, that's not
Turn
pitch
that
black.
back on.
So I'm gonna come with some witty answer, which is I don't fear anything. I respect everything.
He's afraid of women mostly.
No, I'm not afraid of women.
He just respects them. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure how
It
those
means
coincide.
I respect. I was working on a roof also.
Spiders.
You're gonna have to explain yourself a
Yeah.
little more than that.
No,
I'm not afraid of spiders because the worst that they can do to me is bite me and potentially make me sick for a few days.
And kill you.
Yeah, man.
I can
okay.
kill you dead up and shit.
I can poke them and they die. Not around here. Not a lot
So
of them kill me.
if you wake up in the middle of the night, laying on your back, you look on your chest, and there's a
Spider.
What are the things around here that kill you?
Black widows.
No, they're like
Brown Lacrosse.
that one.
I just
one of
flick
those.
it off. Just flick.
Sure. Then you want to be like,
You don't have a moment of panic, is what you're telling me.
I probably would
Yeah,
afterward.
okay.
Like I would see it and be
Afterward.
like, "What the?" And flick it off, and then I'd be like,
Freak
"Oh!"
out, leave the room.
Dude, I would get up and I would like go
Oh
sleep
my
upstairs. I'd just be like,
I
I'm
don't-
done. I'm done.
I'm not like genuinely afraid of spiders. I just don't like to be around them. One time,
I don't like them crawling on me.
this is one of the reasons why
That's
I left the trailer and moved into my house. By the way,
Spiders.
I open the front door to my trailer, walk in, I'm in a cobweb. There's a spider on my chest, and I'm like, God damn it! Flick him off. Okay, I'm pissed. And I walk into the bathroom. There's a doorway to the bathroom too.
Yeah.
Another spider web. I'm like, I was only gone for one day. What's going on here?
like,
Another
"Oh."
spider too on my leg, and I brush him off, and I'm like, oh my god.
It's like
I
bug
get
bombing
ready to
thing.
lay down. The light above my bed is on. I reach up to turn it off. Right next to my finger on the light is another spider. Just like, what's up, motherfucker? And I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm done.
Well, yeah, you're
Stupid.
never 10 feet away from a spider at any time,
Yeah, I know that's what they say.
unless you're in Antarctica.
Or in the air.
It's crazy though.
Okay, in what situation would you be in the air?
Skydiving.
Skydiving naked.
There's probably a spider in your clothes somewhere.
Skydiving naked.
Actually, most spiders travel by air, so no.
Okay, what if I do like Baum or what?
Wow, what's a Baum?
The guy with the red
Can you
little thing
instruct
that
me
went
on
up
how
there.
to do a Bauer?
Like jump from space, basically. Like
Well,
Felix
I'm sure there were-
Baumgartner?
yes, that's what I don't know.
I'm
Baumgartner.
sure.
I
I'm
don't
sure there were some spiders in that shuttle he went up in.
And they were like, what is going on?
It's a bunch
And then
of
the
you're
pressure,
swimming.
too.
and the
You're
pressure got
swimming.
so low they just exploded.
You're swimming. You're
No,
swimming.
Water
he's
out
not.
in the middle of the
He's
ocean.
obviously not
Water
swimming.
spiders.
There are water spiders.
Yeah, they are.
Like I don't.
The only way you could physically have it done is if you sealed yourself in a box.
And then you caught that box on fire from the inside.
With you inside of
I'm
it
thinking-
without dying.
I'm thinking about like the general fears. Heights, don't bother me. Let's see, what else is there? Rejection, don't really.
That's
care.
not a thing for me. Okay.
Death, totally not afraid. What else is like a common?
Snakes.
Falling.
Falling in
I'm
snakes.
not afraid of live snakes. I'm not afraid of dead snakes.
That's a lie.
Daniel threw a dead snake at me once.
And you're
And
just
you-
like, what the
You
fuck?
freaked out.
I didn't know what it was. You threw something at me. I saw a black figure hit me somewhere, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
And you
And
cried.
then I hooked myself.
Snake?
I was fishing.
Oh.
And I hooked myself.
You weren't bleeding?
He just trying to justify his actions.
No, you
Oh, you
didn't.
bleed. You're fine.
You didn't get hooked.
I totally got hooked.
You did not.
I did.
You got
You're
hooked on
lying.
snake venom.
I'm not.
You got hooked on as an addict.
That's exactly
I got
what
hooked on dead snakes.
Oh, that's the shit.
Yeah.
God, that'd be a long ass line. Anacondas.
Guys, you should try the anaconda. It's really good.
Anaconda.
Is there any other like general fears though? Like,
Let me look them up.
fear of being alone is actually a thing, but I
Yeah.
don't.
Fear of failure
said.
to
Claustrophobia.
not failure to like achieve anything, I guess, or like succeed in life.
I guess that'd
No,
kind of be one. Kind of. Even then, it's like.
I'm not afraid.
I have stuff to fall back on.
Claustrophobia.
I'm not like. No,
Claustrophobic. I can handle my short
Fear
spaces.
of war.
I'm pretty good at like
I don't know.
overcoming the like situational fears
Globophobia.
because I'm a very focused
Some people
person.
hate flying, like in planes and stuff. Like they just
Oh yeah,
can't.
they're
yeah.
afraid of it.
Globophobia.
Is that what it's
Afraid
called?
of the world.
No, afraid of balloons.
Oh,
I know someone that's
probably
globophobic. It's funny. I think it's funny.
So bad, dude. You're a terrible person.
It's a balloon.
Claustrophobia is one.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I already
Fear
said
of
that.
storms. Fear of
storms.
germs. Germs is a
No,
really
know
big
people
one, I
that are
think.
fear of-
Yeah,
A
germophobia.
lot of people are afraid of germs.
I really don't get claustrophobia unless somebody's with
Public
me,
speaking.
and it's just annoying.
Oh,
Public
I can
speaking is a
public
big one.
speak
Oh,
the
I can.
balls off
Yeah,
of an
Yeah, me
audience.
too.
I'm totally fine with public speaking.
You're an actor. You don't count.
What?
he.
I'll be the
How
first.
does that not make him count? It's like you're an actor. That means you don't public speak.
'Cause-
It's not. Nope. Doesn't apply.
No,
to you.
he doesn't count because he knows everything about what is
No, I don't.
possible with it. Not
Definitely
everything.
don't.
Not everything, but he's more comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
than a lot of
That,
people.
that,
So
that-
what?
That's
A lot of
just a
people are afraid of
natural
needles,
thing.
too.
if you had to stand up in front of an audience for like 10 minutes and just talk.
I think it'd be easier if I went longer than that.
I'd be like, if I could talk about anything, I think I'd be fine. But if
Yeah.
if I have a set subject, I'm more nervous about it. But I'm not really scared. I'm just like nervous that I'm gonna say something wrong. I'm like, crap. What am I supposed to say now? I don't remember where it was.
Brush it off and be like, no one really cares here.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I.
just gonna talk.
That's
Yeah.
the only way I got through. Like freshman year, I was terrified of speaking in front of the class because
Dude,
we had to do that with
We were
someone.
doing speeches when I was in middle school.
Yeah, we were too, but when I'm still scared in freshman year, and then like halfway through my freshman or sophomore year, I was just like, you know what, I shouldn't care.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't give a fuck about any of you anyways.
It's like
Yeah,
I really
like-
don't care. I'm not gonna see most of you in 10 years, so
And
I
anyways,
have-
I know there's no way I can give a worse speech because I gave a 5-second speech that I was totally unprepared for, and I was just
Mr.
like, yeah,
Thompson or
whatever,
Mr.
fuck this.
uh,
And I just gave the speech, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Mr.
And I just sat down. I'm like, I know I got enough, but I don't give a shit.
I can talk circles, like in circles. If I need to make
You're
a-
like my grandma, dude.
I can do that if I need to draw a speech out really long.
Shout out to Daniel's grandma.
Up high.
I don't know. My family
Yeah.
does that a lot. Like I'll talk to my mom or my grandma, and if they're listening, I love you guys. But you guys repeat stuff.
Pizza.
You guys are worse than songs sometimes. Like Nana, I'll talk to her like once or twice a week at most, and like even if she talked to me yesterday, she'll repeat what she said yesterday, or
Yeah.
a week ago, or a month ago, and so just like okay.
That's
And
what
like,
happens when you get old, man.
I
Yeah.
have short attention span because of that. I think.
What? But one time one time. What am I? I'm not telling that story. I'm just saying, like, when I go up in front of a class or something, the first thing I do is like, "Hey guys, how's everybody doing?" Because like nobody should be nervous right now because there's really nothing wrong. We're all just here and we're all doing something we have to do.
Yeah.
Because it's
And we
forced
just-
upon us.
And we just do it. So happy Friday and happy whatever.
Yeah. That's how I
Anyway,
feel.
here's my speech. There you go.
I think the only thing bad that happened to me was I had to present the findings of a survey that me and Cody did. Cody's doesn't know how to spell Frodo, and he's supposed to be a nerd with Lord of the Rings, but he doesn't know how to spell Frodo. He spelled it with 2 D's, and I was just like, dude, you're dumb. He corrected me on the spelling.
So that made you scared to give the
No.
speech.
He was like, you can't spell Frodo, guys.
I wasn't scared. Just that the one thing that's ever happened to me, the one bad thing, is that one of the guys in the back, because I did my survey on what guy movies girls know about it and stuff, and the one guy's like, those aren't guy movies. It's like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and stuff. He's like, some people would really be mad if you called those just guy movies. It's like, that's why I put it in quotes, and just went on with the speech, and I was just like stuck my tongue
He's
out.
just
of
like
it.
silence.
I stuck my tongue out of it.
We did debate week, and I am an asshole when it comes to debating.
Fuck you, I'm right, you're wrong.
No, I'm not like that. Like,
But I
just
have
like,
to say it in a manner that is appropriate to speak in front of this audience.
yeah, I'm like, okay, this is why you're wrong, and this is why I'm right. Lauren, like,
This is why I'm hot.
Lauren, you were in my class.
You ain't because you not.
Lauren, you were in my class, like, beginning of the year.
He was your class.
He was my class, yeah. And like Mr. Zumwalt on one occasion was like, "Okay, next group," because I had said something that completely threw their argument completely out the window. Because we're talking about constitutional subjects, I think it was. I don't
Yeah.
know. And then I was like, "But it says in the Constitution right here that that's guaranteed law." And then Mr. Zumwalt's like, "All right, next group."
Because like you can't argue this.
You, sir, are wrong. That's the
Yeah.
best feeling.
Yeah,
It's
like
just
it's because like I was like I got so into research. I read the Constitution like 8 times.
One of my favorite things is when cocky people are wrong or they get shut down about something.
I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts.
Like that one basketball player who's all like, "Oh, I'm hot shit. Look at this. Oh, fucking free throw. It's
Yes.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you're fucking stupid. You're terrible. You're a stupid son."
yeah.
I don't
the
know.
best, especially when they're my friends. I love it when my cocky friends are bad at stuff.
It just makes me.
Oh my god. Okay, so that totally brings up a point. So, me, Lauren, and Daniel were playing GTA 5, and we made up our own game where we play tag in cars and
God.
bikes.
We
So
should
we're
record
basically,
that. We
so
should
basically
record
what we
that.
do is we drive around ramming each other, and when you hit somebody else, they're it. Well, Daniel was it, and me and Lauren were running away from him, so we went to a bridge, and you know how bridges have those arches?
I remember the story.
And so, me and Lauren drove up the arches on opposite sides and sat up there and waited for Dan, and he got there on his bike and he's like, ha! I do this all the time! And he drives up it, falls off the side, and gets hit by a car and dies. It was the best.
The best.
Oh my god.
Joke's on you guys. I do this all the time. Fucking dead.
And then we drove
Amazing.
off.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I felt terrible.
Those in the moments.
We're like, really, Dan? Really? You do this all the time?
Yeah. Oh my god. That was fucking. Cocky people
That was
are the worst. I remember when Monster came out with Ballers Blend. I was in the gym with Bodie, and he was like my go-to Monster guy because he worked at the mini mart.
I know,
and
hey,
so
you got the
every
stuff.
time he got a new shipment, I would be the first to know about it. And he'd come in with 2 of them and he'd be like, "Look, check it out." I'd be like, "Awesome." And he's like, "They're called Ballers Blend. I wonder if they make us any better at basketball." So we went in there at lunch, grabbed 2 basketballs, stood at the half court line, turned around backwards, and just started chucking them. We both made one of them within the first 10 shots. And then Kelly comes in. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "This." and he's like, "Dude, I can do that." I was like, "No, you can't. You didn't have a Ballers Blend." Ooh. And he's like, "Yeah, whatever. Give me the ball." Didn't even hit the backboard. He's just like, "This bullshit. Give it back." That's like the best feeling ever. He didn't make it all lunch period.
I remember playing hacky sack in the gym.
We used to play hacky sack all the time.
Yeah.
I have one on me right now.
Yeah, we used to play hacky sack during PE because our PE teacher just didn't care what we
Yeah.
did. Like everyone else was
He's
playing
like,
basketball.
He's like, as long as you're doing something, just.
Everyone else was playing basketball. We were sitting in a circle playing hacky sack. It was just like, we don't want to play basketball. I cannot shoot a basketball to save my life.
Do you remember when we used to do nut shots? Those were the best. Jacob and I would go in the gym and like set up weird angles to bounce balls off of the wall and hit the other person in the nuts. And the rule was, if you saw it coming and it was going to be a good shot, you shouldn't block it and you shouldn't move, because a perfect shot is a perfect shot. And we would sit at like the 2 opposite diagonal corners of the basketball court in the gym, and we would like roll balls at each other.
This was freshman year.
And now I can't.
What is high school? One big nut shot.
I think we landed like 2 all year.
Oh yeah,
We were
but
really,
they were good. They were 2 good
they
ones.
were great, but we sucked. Like
The one that you hit me with, it was one of those ones where you like bounce up and then go back down and fall on the ground.
yeah,
And then
it
you
was like
came for,
I
like,
hit the
20 minutes.
roof, I hit a wall, and then it just like bounced.
Roof, wall, bleachers, floor, balls.
It was like I was like, how did that even happen?
I was just
I was like, yeah. And Lauren was like,
the feels, man.
Yeah.
Nut shots.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I ever want to do that again. I know that if we do it again, I'm not going to do it without it being filmed.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason anymore.
Yeah, we were just bored in PE class then.
Yeah, we used to play this game where you get like a dodgeball and you have to throw it at the wall and somebody has to catch it. And you do that and the person who misses is either out or they get hit in the nuts, depends on how you want to play. But, so we used to do it inside the gym, and then the teacher's like, "Oh, no, you can't play that in here." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." So we go outside and play on a wall. I'm like, "No, you can't do that outside here either." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Well, where can we do it?
And they're like, "Nowhere." And it's like, "Why the hell not? You didn't have any problem with it, and we did it for like the past 3 months."
Yeah. Dude. Jacob and... I was going somewhere with the nuts. Oh, yeah. There's a very small
We're all
list
going
of things
somewhere.
I wouldn't do. but that list gets smaller
Every
if
year?
if it includes me being on camera.
Jesus.
Like there's more things I wouldn't do. What? There's more I would do less.
If I was on camera.
If I was on camera, there's more things I would do. There's certain things I wouldn't do if it wasn't on camera. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm
Kind of,
confusing
I
my
guess.
own head right now.
I don't know.
What about you, Dan?
My list of things that I would not do.
Why are you playing that?
Things. I'm not trying to. Sorry.
Daniel's playing YouTube videos
I'm not trying.
Of
in
us.
the middle of the podcast.
Of us last
We're trying to have a
week.
conversation,
I
Daniel.
was trying to look something. up.
Since Dan is doing that, my list, actually, yeah, it's about the same. There's more things, like, there's things I would do, yeah, just for the fun of it, but a lot of it, yeah, if it's not on camera, what's the
Yeah. It's like, I want to relive this moment,
and if
No,
it's like,
I don't.
but I want the internet to relive it with me.
I don't want to relive it at all. I don't want to have to do it more than once. That's why I want it on camera to say like, "Yep, there it is." Don't
I
have to
want,
do
I,
it
want,
again.
I want the internet to look at me get hit in the balls. Or
You
something.
do? I think we arranged.
We can arrange that.
No, I mean like in a funny way. Like I want
Like a
any way
random,
is funny.
like a random way,
yeah, like
like
I
a
want,
way that's like not expected.
yeah, I want YouTube to share the experience. Yeah, that's my
Being
spin
hit in
on
the
it.
balls. You want to hit everyone who watches YouTube in the balls, Jacob. Share this with me, won't you? As long as you do it in a kind gesture sort of fashion. It's a positive thing.
Like you hit them and then hug
You
them.
hit them in
Be
hug them.
gentle.
You whisper in their ear, "It's okay. It's for YouTube."
Be gentle. It's my first time.
Oh god,
Wow, that took a
Dear
turn.
Lord.
save us all.
There's a kid in my Spanish class, which Spanish I don't speak it well at all.
One kid.
There is
one
one
kid.
kid. No, there's one kid that's the subject of what I'm about to say. Thank
Okay.
you for rudely interrupting. His name is Tyler, and he's kind of
creator?
funny. He's definitely one of the people that belongs in Coquille. Not a bad thing at all. That's just him. But this girl named Sadie, she was drawing something.
I know her.
I hope so, I guess. But anyway, he was drawing, or she was drawing something for Mr. Donato, and Mr.
Who's
Donato's
Mr.
the teacher.
Donato? Okay.
He's the teacher. So she left her chalk pastels out on the counter and with the
pastels.
thing that she was drawing. And Tyler walks over and he's just like, "Huh, I wonder what these taste like."
You ate chalk?
Yep. He like took a bite of one and his
What?
mouth turned green. It was awesome.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's chalk. I mean, it's gonna instantly absorb all the saliva in his mouth.
Like he tasted it and he was just like, "Whoa!"
It's not
And
fucking fun.
he
dude.
ran to the bathroom and turned his back and he's like, "What are we gonna tell Mr. Donato?" He's like, "He just had a bloody nose."
That was green.
He had a green bloody nose.
Makes sense.
He's an alien.
The snotty nose.
It's a condition. It's rare, but
It's green blood.
Some of the weirdest things
Yeah.
with art supplies. Do you have
Yeah.
any like odd experiences with art?
Oh yeah, I have odd experiences with art class in general.
Mm.
I think I'm trying to remember some of them because there's so many that it's just like in this huge like file cabinet in my
I went to
mind.
your school.
okay. What would you say it was better when I don't remember what his
Beely?
name is. Yeah, when Beely was there.
Definitely. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
way better. Those are. Oh my god, experiences.
I didn't
with
like
I
Beely.
Beely.
went, I went
She
to
didn't
your
teach
school. I went to your school for a trimester,
Uh huh.
and Mr. Beely was my art teacher.
I loved him.
I remember one of the first days I went in there, we had to do paper maches on like wooden sticks, but they needed to be cut up. And Mr. Beely had to go to the office, and I was like, "Mr. Beely, I was in wood shop for like a trimester over at my old school." He was like, "Oh, really? Oh, okay. Here." And he hands me this huge saw just to cut stuff while he runs his papers to the office. And I'm like,
All the power.
I don't have any safety equipment or anything, and I'm in like 8th grade at this point. He just handed me this huge saw. And
So
you're
the
just like-
height of your stupidity.
No, I was just like,
I remember getting mad at
Alright.
a kid in 8th grade. And,
job's gotta get done.
like I was doing stuff with the slip in the clay and recycling clay, and one of the kids was being a jerk from in the classroom. And I walk up to him, and Mr. Billy's sitting at his desk like 5 feet from me. And I walked up to him, and I was like, "You should quit being a jerk." And he's like, "Make me." And my hand was full of like clay slip and stuff.
Which is
and I
basically just muddy slip.
It's just
mud.
mud.
Very muddy
basically.
clay.
It's muddy clay, basically. And I slapped him in the face.
It's just mud.
He had mud or the muck all over his face. It was really funny. I mean, I felt kind of bad afterward, kind of.
But not really. You're
Not
just
really.
like, ha.
He was being a jerk. He deserved it. But I think slapping him in the face with a slipped hand was a little bit much.
Okay, so my freshman year, I took art class, and Mr. Bealey was our teacher, and I was in that class with my friend Andy, and Andy always does stupid shit. Well,
We all know
towards
Andy.
towards probably like the third trimester of the year, we were using glue guns to like glue some crap or whatever, and like towards the back wall of the room, there's a microwave and these
I have stories
outlets.
about that. I have a story about
And
that.
so Andy's like, "Oh, dude, look at this," and he glue guns the outlet, and then we just leave it there, and he doesn't find out. We come back to the class our junior year, so 2 years later, and like 3 months into the class, he's like, "Who the fuck glued this outlet?" And we're like, "Oh my god!" We were laughing so fucking hard,
Holy
and he
shit,
blamed
audience
it on the freshman. That was the best part, is he blamed it on the freshman, and we did it 2 years ago. They made it the best
I
experience
have,
ever.
I have a story about that microwave. I was sitting, like on the far side, and the microwave's at the back of the room, and I was sitting to the left, kind of where the microwave is. And Dylan Heller turns around, he's like, "We have spoons." And he got a metal spoon and threw it in there.
Oh my god.
And it just like sparked everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's fucking metal.
So I thought it was really funny.
Fucking
though.
reflects the microwaves.
So there for like 5 minutes.
So all of you
That's
guys have been
awesome.
in art class.
Yeah, have
I
you?
haven't been in art class.
Because you're
Sucks.
dumb.
Dude, art classes are the best.
Yeah.
I have too many other
They
stuff that I
couldn't.
do.
They couldn't make room on my list for our art class this year. I'm supposed to be in college art right now, and so the closest thing I could get was ceramics.
Oh,
God, I fucking hate that class. It's so terrible. The teacher. Okay, I hope she's listening because no one in the class wants to speak up about this. But there's 2 kids passing in that class. 2 kids, and she's blaming the
How many kids are there? How many kids are
There's
there?
like, oh my god, it's a full class at our
Full,
school.
like 20 or
So that's
30.
like 30.
yeah, it's 30 kids.
There's like 30 kids in the class. 2 of us are passing, not me. I'm not included in that. And I work my ass off in that class. But like, she just blames it on the kids. And she just keeps pushing out these new assignments every other fucking day.
Yeah,
And no one's gonna talk to her about it besides me.
I know that. When I was in middle school, they transferred a math teacher from the high school. When she taught at the high school, she failed 42 kids in one class, in a math class. So they're like, "Oh, we'll just put her in the middle school. It'll be way better." Fuck no. It was terrible. We didn't even learn anything from her. The only way we passed that class is because the smarter kids in the room actually knew how to do the math, and they taught it to the rest of us. The only
Miss
reason.
Galbraith?
Good
the
on
only
them, man.
reason.
That's awesome.
Huh?
That's how I feel in geometry.
But what?
Geometry.
No, she was
No, I
that
feel like
bad
our
of a teacher,
geometry
right?
teacher.
Well,
helps
yeah,
me
but
a
I
lot.
feel like
full
there's
teacher.
some people in that class that don't
But-
ask for help, and I'm just like, okay, this is how you do this.
But with our
Super easy.
with our ceramics teacher though, I'm going to like address the situation
Right vision.
to her because she believes that like, well, you guys only have like 12 assignments so far this trimester, and yeah, that's
It's
that's
like
short.
a 6-week period, though.
That's short for like a science class maybe, but this is an art class. It takes forever to get a project done. It takes 4 days for one project to be finished.
And
like,
you're getting 2 a
minimum.
week.
Yeah.
Because the first day you mold the project, second day you have to let it dry, third day
You do touch-ups.
blaze it, and then put it in the bisque or fucking
You put it in the kiln
put it in the kiln.
to blaze it.
The next day you pull it out of the kiln, glaze it,
And
put
then-
it back in the kiln, and then it's done. So that's like 4 days minimum,
Yeah.
Glaze and
And-
blaze.
and we're getting like 2 every week.
Yeah, it's not like
Just turning crap stuff.
it's.
I do.
It's like,
And
this
if
is
you want-
this is the best I can do.
I'm. Go ahead, Jacob.
if you want good quality stuff from an artist,
You have to
you're
get
not,
it
you're
right.
not like
You're not
like
gonna
okay,
rush
do this. You have 4 days.
There was a project in my art class last year that I started the beginning of trimester 1, at the end of trimester 3, it wasn't finished. Our art teacher was totally fine with that.
Yeah.
But
in Japan, they take sword making as an art form.
Yeah.
I did a report on it, and they have a set number of swords they can make a month, and it's like really low. And if they make more than that, they lose their certification as a traditional Japanese sword maker.
That's awesome.
Because they don't want a bunch of crappy swords.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is something I can get behind.
I will fess up to something though,
Yep.
and I don't believe this is my problem because 8th graders also have this ceramics class that I'm in. I haven't came home with a single project out of that class all year.
Because you've been giving it to them.
Because
No.
the 8th graders break
No.
it.
Every project I've had in that class is broken. Every single one has been broken in some way, some weird way. The best thing I made was in trimester 1, and it was a bust of a head, and it was beautiful, man. That was the best thing I ever made in that class. And I was out there when it happened, and my heart dropped for a second, but I walk out there, I open the door, and I hear, oh no! Fuck! And this chick, it was the sweetest chick in our class, and she was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Just
But inside,
and after that day,
but inside you're like, why?
No, like the soap opera moment
Yeah.
on the ground with the zoom pan.
after that day though, I realized I couldn't get attached to any project I made in that class.
Yeah.
There's like no emotions, and everything is broke since then. And I'm just like, oh well, fuck it, it's done.
Yeah.
Throw it back, recycle it, whatever.
I remember I had worked like 2 weeks on a project last year in my advanced art class, which we were doing something at clay, and I worked 2 weeks on this thing. Hey, can't make fun of my voice. I'm
Sorry.
sick. I caught it too. But I worked like 2 weeks on this thing, and like the day it was due, I was like, here, Mrs. La-di-da. I forgot what her name was already. And
La-di-da.
Mrs. La-di-da, we'll call her that. And I handed it to her, and she's like, oh, this is cool. And she grabs it in the wrong place, and it broke in half. And she's like, oh, well, you're going to have to fix that.
I'd be like, excuse me?
Excuse me?
And
I would.
in my technical math class, you
can't
know,
do
we had
that.
to do those
No, I don't know,
trusses.
because I never took technical math.
Oh, well. Then
because
let me
it's an
explain.
easy math class and not worth it at all to take.
I don't know. We're teaching finance right now,
How'd you
so
do?
it's cool. Well, we had to make bridge trusses and stuff. And so I made mine, and mine was like the perfect thing you could do with it. And so I brought it up to our teacher, and the girl was standing right there. And I was like, see how beautiful mine is? Because I like worked like 3 or 4 hours on it, making it out of little balsa wood sticks and stuff. And I was like, see how cool this is? And she's like, yeah, can I see it? The teacher holds it and stuff, and she's like, yeah, this is really nice work. And the girl right next to me was like, oh, can I see it? And I was like, in my mind, I was like, she's going to drop it. I know she's going to drop it. And I was like, sure, I guess. And like,
You were like, wait, let me take a picture first. Like,
Let me take a 3D model sculpture.
Let me
No, the teacher was right
3D
there, but
printer.
she was fine with it breaking. She was like, oh well, right? I saw it at least before. And so I handed it to Caroline, and she immediately drops it. Like, she didn't hold it in her hands for a second. She just like, oh, I don't remember how to hold things. Oops. Drop. Sorry.
That's gravity.
I know so much. Like,
I mean, she wasn't malicious about it at all. And
That's
Or
why-
was she?
if she was, then she had really
plot
good...
twist.
That's why I have such a problem with if I make
don't like-
something, I have the biggest problem with people holding it. I'm like, no.
I can't have a problem with it anymore because my ceramics experience is like, sure, go
The worst
ahead.
thing is, as soon as Mr. Bealey left, they hired a new art teacher who
Oh, that's
was
the worst.
mainly ceramics. That's what she did.
Oh.
And she had a ceramics class and stuff. She fired the kiln maybe twice that year. The whole year.
What?
It took her... Like, she didn't do firings.
That's terrible.
I don't know why. I guess she was a
ceramics.
little
How did
lazy
she get
for it.
done?
How
I have no idea.
How do you?
I have no idea. She couldn't grade most of the stuff because none of it was able to be fired.
Because
So
she didn't.
she didn't fire it, and she...
What the hell?
I don't
That's
know.
the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Which is why
Yeah.
I stopped taking art classes.
I will say though,
Yeah.
the best thing I made in that art class,
What's that sculpture head that you
No.
already said.
That's ceramics. Best thing I made in the art class, the one where it took me all year to finish that one project that still isn't finished, by the way. The best thing I made in that class, I did in like 5 minutes. And it was just a quick painting.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it was at the end of the year. The teacher was like, here's a picture, here's 2 colors. It's a blue and a white. You can mix them, whatever.
Blight.
Make a bunch of different blues.
Make blight.
There's like 30 minutes left in class on like the last day. And I was like, okay, boop-a-doop-a-doop, done. And that was the best thing I made in that class.
Yeah, so a thing I didn't like is when my teachers would suggest to me that I color my drawings because I mainly work only in pencil. And then my teachers asked me to do it in like color or paint it, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that because I know when I do it, I mess up so bad it makes it look so shitty that I hate it myself.
You know what?
So I would never ever paint or color anything unless it was required for the assignment.
The worst thing is that in my art classes, the last time, and the reason, probably one of the other reasons why I stopped taking art classes with this specific teacher, is that if she didn't like your concept behind it, or she didn't like the drawing itself, she wouldn't classify it as art. She's like, that's not art. And she'd just be like that, so you don't get a grade with it, because it's not art, apparently.
What's-
I don't know.
Art is
She
an
doesn't-
expression of
wait, no.
what you feel.
She doesn't like art?
No, she doesn't like
Does
my
she go to
art.
Subway? They make her a sandwich? That's art.
Technically, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things. And
Her mom was the canvas. Her dad was the paintbrush. She's the art.
that's a weird way to put it.
Yeah.
She's not very art,
Like-
but still.
It's not
She's
like
not very art.
She's not very art. It's not like I don't do art. It's just I don't do art classes. Like I draw a lot. I put stuff into art.
One thing,
things.
one thing I can't stand about art classes is if you have an idea of how something should work,
Oh my
you
god.
build it perfectly, you got exactly what you want, but it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't exactly fit the learning target. If they want you to change it, I will be like, no, I'll make another one, and you can have that piece of crap. This is beautiful. I'm keeping this.
Yeah.
There's this chick in my class who made like the perfect bowl on the ceramics wheel, and she's like, this is awesome, I love it. And then the teacher's like, oh, it's supposed to be a mug. Put a handle on it. She's like, what? No, I don't. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A problem I have is I get these like I imagine what I want to draw, and then I draw it and I'm like, this doesn't look like I wanted what I wanted. But like in my mind it's so like convoluted and very detailed, but I can't draw that. I can't do it, and I'm like, I hate it because I can't
It
make
turns
it the
out
way I want
perfect
to.
in your head,
Yeah.
and then on the paper, it's
The thing
what
with the
fuck
coloring-
happened?
I know what you mean by the whole coloring stuff, and now sometimes with your projects it ruins it.
Yeah.
I drew a picture of Edward Elric, and it looked.
What's Edward?
He's
Okay,
from Full Metal
anime.
Alchemist.
It's an anime, which Lauren
Oh.
cares nothing for.
Yeah, he doesn't like anime because it's like, I guess, all porn in his mind.
No, the art style. I don't like it.
But anyway, like I drew it in black and white with the shading and stuff. It looked awesome. I loved it. I took a picture right before I started coloring it too, and I added the yellows, the tans and stuff, and all the rest of the colors to it. And I was like, I liked it better before. You can't go back with colored
Yeah.
pencil either.
That's why I really like drawing programs and stuff, because you can
Yeah.
save an image how it is and then do whatever you want to, and it's like, oh, I don't like this, but hey, look, I can just go back to where it was before.
It's the whole
And
thing,
now it's
3D
fine.
animation, right?
Well, 3D animation's kind of different.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm doing
I'm
I
gonna
do-
be a pie poser, so.
I do a lot of like. I don't use much color in my drawings, but when I do use color, it's like
Highlight.
It's emphasis stuff.
Yes,
Like I like to
emphasis stuff.
emphasize
That's it.
parts of my things.
Like, and then sometimes when I'm doing really, really abstract stuff, I use a lot of color. But that's just because it's meant to have color. Otherwise, it just look weird.
Yeah, see, the problem with me is, since I only do like pencil drawings, I get really detailed because I'm good with pencil. But with my coloring, it's so basic that it makes it look crappy because my pencil is really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just
I like
terrible.
using pastels. Pastels are my favorite. I can
I
my
don't
hands
like
dirty with them.
pastels.
They're nice and soft.
I got a scholarship
Dirty.
because of using chalk pastels a couple years ago.
I should. I want that scholarship.
We got first place. Me and Ryak did the
Yeah.
wave drawing thing. Yeah, I could probably link it up.
Did you remember when he got his painting stolen?
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
found the person who
Yeah, I know.
stole
I
it.
remember.
What?
Yeah,
That's a
Ryak,
story.
Ryak had a really awesome painting.
Because he's like
Um,
freaking amazing.
Yeah,
at art.
He's
artist.
amazing with paint pens, and if you look at Drew Brophy's stuff, it looks almost exactly like that, with his own spin on it. This chick, I guess she's a kleptomaniac, which she steals a lot of stuff.
No.
But anyway, stole Rayak's painting from the art class, and he, like, the day that he couldn't find it, he was just, like, completely depressed.
Yeah, I would be too.
His painting was halfway done when she stole it. She thought it was finished. It's like...
So she
there's-
gave it
there-
back so he could finish it. And then
No.
she took it.
No,
That'd be funny though.
Justin James ended up
finding it.
calling me and was like, "Hey, I think we found Rayak's painting," and it was him and Kaylee, and I was like, "Oh, really?" It's like, "Well, I'm out by Fars right now," and he's like, "Okay, I'll bring it to you." So he brought it to us, and I was like,
Where do you find
"Dude,
it?
in somebody's house." He broke in and stealing stuff, ironically.
What?
Honestly, it
I'm
is
just
not
kidding.
stealing if you steal it back. That's getting
Why was
revenge.
he
No.
breaking into this?
He didn't
know
he
they
didn't,
had the
he
painting.
didn't. To be honest, he didn't, but I also don't want to name names, so I'm not telling you how he got it. Because I would have to name names.
Even though you've already named half the names in the story.
Yeah.
I know. But
I don't
want-
name names,
You
but
can
these
tell us
people
how
did this.
without
like just
naming
like
someone.
use.
He
Like,
found
you-
it in somebody's house that he was hanging out at.
Was it the chick's house?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
well, you just everyone in the story has been named. I don't want to name.
Dave, do you realize what you're saying right now?
I realize that I'm saying I'm an idiot.
But anyways, we found it, and it was awesome that we found it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then did he finish it?
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
think he did. Yeah.
That's cool.
it was awesome.
I was entered into an art show against Ryak.
And you failed. You just
No.
lost. You're just like, I'm done.
Best in show, dude. But I was too young, so he got the scholarship, and I didn't get shit.
But anyways, yeah, my friend Christian, he's insanely good at pencil drawings, like probably 10 times better than me. And he loves to draw cars, and he's going into engineering so he can do car stuff.
Yeah, I saw
And
a couple of his drawings. And
He went into an art show,
Bee's
and he
knees.
did this incredibly detailed drawing of like a car on a cobblestone street next to a
Awesome.
pond.
That's what I'm talking
And
about.
he did the reflection perfectly. And then he did this other drawing that maybe took him like 10 minutes. And it was a guy just sitting down with a guitar leaned against a wall. And that one got better than his car. And I'm like,
Yeah,
how was that
yeah,
even
yeah,
possible? The
Dude.
car was about 30 times better than that drawing.
It's
You can spend so much time on stuff, and it won't be worth it.
I know.
I have a perfect story to explain that. Kid Wiley, one of our best friends, he was in art in like 7th or 8th grade. He's not really into it now. He's in my ceramics class, but fucking ceramics. You were required to enter something into the art show for your trimester 2 grade,
Yeah.
and
I have a story about that.
he didn't have anything. It was like the last week. He was struggling. Mrs. Andy gives him a canvas and says, just go for it. Do what you want. And he spends one class period, not even a full class period. He spends 30 minutes on this canvas splatter painting.
I remember
Just
that.
random stupid colors that don't go well together or anything. And
57.
he didn't even care about it. He was just like, well, I gotta enter something, right?
Yeah.
So pew, 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 splatter. Turns it into the art show, gets best in show against
Oh my God.
all the kids in our class who worked for like, I don't know, a month, 2 months on their project.
Yeah, I swear the judges for art shows, I
What
don't
is
know.
up
I
with
don't
that,
know.
man?
It's expression.
Yeah.
It's
It's weird.
It's
like-
not he didn't care about that.
no.
He didn't put
It's
anything into it.
like I feel like my dad does a lot of professional art. He's a contracted artist, and I feel like a lot of this he puts stuff into galleries and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the stuff, like I go to art shows, and I feel like a lot of the stuff that wins is just like, oh, it's this type of art, so we like it, and
Yeah.
it's like okay, that's a piece of crap. And then like I look around and like not even at my dad's stuff, like at other people's stuff that like just do stuff. I'm like, that's great art. That is art. And like that is I don't know.
you think you might have a bias though?
Like, have you seen?
No, I'm not even talking about my dad's stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about other people's stuff that
Yeah.
I'm like, that's really good. I like that. It's really cool.
It looks like they put a lot of work into it.
And it looks nice. It doesn't just look like someone like, all right, I'm gonna throw a brush stroke here, and I'm gonna do some things over here.
Yeah, like-
make a circle. I'm like, that's not really art.
Yeah, like there's a famous painting that it's like it's a blue black It's a blue,
Blue
background with a black stripe down the middle of it, and it's like worth $10 million. And it's like, really?
I
Are
like
you
it.
kidding me?
No, I'm a fan of that because my art style, I like modern geometric art a lot.
Yeah, that's what's
But
cool.
it's not modern. That's the thing. It's like an older painting, but it's
Well-
still. I mean, it's like, why is it worth $10 million? It's like maybe a minute worth of work.
I like.
I don't get it.
I don't know. It's a really straight line. He didn't use a ruler.
Whoa.
I like.
Drew a perfect circle, freehand.
I like more the
They have
Picasso
competitions
style.
for that.
I like the Picasso style of art, like the more abstract.
Oh, Picasso, the guy who paints with his penis?
You know about
No,
him?
Picasso.
It was a joke. It was a
Yeah,
joke.
the person who built the White House. Do you remember his name?
No.
I'm probably the only person here who
I have
would
no
know his
idea.
name
Probably.
if anyone knew his name, and it's in my head. I just can't remember it.
I know what it means.
They were-
Let's go
they
over
were-
their story.
They were auditioning people, like who's gonna build the White House? We need a thing.
Architect.
for-
Architect.
Yeah. There's these people come in, they'll give their speech or whatever. It's like a job interview.
Yeah.
The dude who gets the job walks in, looks at the board, draws a circle, looks back at them. You're hired. That
because
is
it
a
was so
perfect
perfect.
circle. That is a perfect circle. That's awesome.
Yeah, see, I don't get stuff like that. Like, it's like,
I don't know.
oh, he drew a perfect circle.
But free.
He must be good at everything.
Everybody
No,
in Full
like-
Metal
Like,
Alchemist
yeah, I
can draw
get drawing
circles.
perfect
It's
circles
really
in
weird.
freehand is amazing, but
That's just because
Next
of
to
being
impossible.
I know, I'm just joking.
0.00.
not really. If you do it really fast, it looks really nice.
That's not true at all. I draw ovals if I try and go circle.
If I drive really fast, like the line will just like make an X at the parts where the cross.
just erase the X.
Yeah.
It's like, see, it's perfect.
Then it actually looks cool.
To finish off with the art stuff, I have one more thing to say about it, is that I talk to a lot of artists and they're like, oh yeah, I love this type of art because it's abstract art. And I'll talk to the person who made it and they're like, yeah, it just doesn't have any meaning. Then it's not abstract art. Abstract art has to have a meaning behind it. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of art teachers don't understand that. Because they don't know what the term abstract means. For some reason, I don't know how they don't know it, being that they're supposed to be art teachers, but they don't know what abstract means.
Like everything I draw has a meaning to me,
Mhm.
and I don't share those meanings.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, you can enjoy my art. It'll have a symbolic meaning to me, and you guys can enjoy it for what it looks like.
Yeah, Dan, I think it was the junior I was in, so you were probably freshman. And Bealey was doing the whole abstract thing. Do you remember the guy he was talking about? Like, he did the really, like, kind of melty stuff and whatever, and he was
Salvador
excited about.
Dali?
Yeah,
Salvador.
yeah. So for the final, he put a bunch of objects on a table, and we had to draw them. And I remember there was a teapot on the table, and I was like, how can I draw this in a way that's kind of cool, but also kind of melty? So I was like, okay, the teapot is my mind, and then I took all the other objects, and I drew them, like, pouring out of the teapot in, like, a melty type fashion. Like,
That's awesome.
the teapot is my mind, and the objects are melting out of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And I got like a perfect A on it too.
When I draw things, they don't always have to mean something to me. Like, you know, if they look good, that's good.
So,
I
oh, go on. Sorry.
The thing about that with me is that, like, I hate allegories. So that might have something to do with it. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to look at a deeper meaning. I just want to read a story.
Yeah, I hate that in English class.
Except
Yeah.
the only allegory I've ever liked was Animal Farm.
Oh, I love that one.
But that's more of a history thing for me than anything.
The whole
Communist.
Russian
stuff like
Revolution,
that.
right?
Yeah,
Communist
revolution.
Marxist.
But yeah, I liked Animal Farm a lot. That's the only allegory I've ever liked, though. Our teacher's trying to get us to read allegories right now, and I'm just-
We've just finished reading. What was it
I
called?
wish
Dr.
we'd watch it. It
Heidegger's
would have went faster.
Dr. Heidegger's experiment,
Yeah.
and it was. I
was
just
terrible.
feel like they're just really convoluted.
It's just overcomplicated.
Yeah, I feel like English teachers. I feel like English teachers try to make everything you read an allegory when sometimes it's just the author just meant to write it like this.
Yeah.
There was no hidden meaning.
That makes me feel like that one episode of South Park when they write the book and they're like, "There's no
Oh,
deep
yeah.
meaning behind this," and everyone's trying to find like
Scrody McBooger balls.
yeah, the tale of Scrody McBurger balls.
Yeah, it's like
Anyway, what were you gonna say, Daniel?
I don't remember.
What were you
But,
gonna say, Jacob?
that was
Okay.
Okay.
What were you gonna say, Phil?
Were you going to say something?
Okay,
I was gonna say
something.
thanks for listening.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna go off on the whole graphite and the color thing,
Graphite color
like
thing.
drawing and stuff.
Yeah.
I was remembering about Ryak's drawing of he drew his girlfriend
Oh yeah, I remember that.
with those eyes, and they were awesome. Like for some reason, he made this graphite drawing of his girlfriend, and the only parts he added color to were the eyes, and the shading in the eyes was like we couldn't have got it more perfect.
That's the picture I was running against that he got the scholarship on.
yeah.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most impressive face drawings I've ever seen.
Didn't he work on that for like a month or two?
He worked on that for like 2 weeks.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
he worked on it longer
It
than
wasn't
that.
that long.
I really suck
Relatively.
at drawing faces. I'm really good at drawing eyes, and a lot of my art is abstract eye art.
Yeah.
That's just because I feel like the eyes are
Yeah.
a gateway to the soul, and so like a lot of what I do has to do with eyes. But
Yeah.
otherwise,
Yeah.
I really suck at drawing the rest of the face.
I kind of like the way he did that drawing of his girlfriend too, because he took pictures as he went along,
Yeah.
and then he showed them to you all at once, and it just looked really cool. Like the steps he went
I
through.
remember like halfway through it looked like Voldemort. It was pretty cool.
Doesn't
All right.
All right.
What time are we at?
105.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so
All right, thanks for listening, guys.
yeah,
It's
this
nice
has
having you.
been the second Brown Talk Tuesday.
Tuesday.
If you made it all the way through this, we thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, stuff.
I love you.
Thanks.
Do you?
What?
I don't know if I'm ready to make that commitment.
Yeah.
I like you as a
I
friend.
mean, like,
Right now, it's just a platonic friendship between me and the
Platonic.
microphone.
I like you.
Whatever.
I'm not.
English is important.
Well, anyway, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Tune in next Tuesday.
Eat
We'll,
your vegetables.
Eat all of them.
Bye.
Later.
Later, everybody.
Shalom.
Bye.